All right, guys, here is a look at the first part of lesson 4. We're going to do lesson 4 over 2 days. So this is the part that was presented in class on Monday, December 14th. We started with our opening and learning targets. We then added chapter 22 to the analyzed point of view note catcher. We wrote the summary for chapter 22 and then read chapter 23. The assignments are to complete and submit that summary in the text box. 4 to 7 sentences, please, and then to do the GIST vocab assignment for 23. So let's take a look at our opening. All right, in the previous lesson, you read and analyzed chapter 22, working to plan a summary of the chapter. This lesson builds on that work because you will complete and submit your summary, noting an emerging theme and providing text details to support your inferences. In the previous unit, we practiced identifying and correctly using intensive and reflexive pronouns. In this lesson, we will continue recognizing and using the correct pronoun in the appropriate case. We'll get to pronoun work tomorrow. Daily learning targets. I can determine how Cal's point of view is conveyed in chapter 22. I can recognize and correct pronoun case, and I can use specific steps to ensure that pronouns are in the proper case. Our discussion prompt today was talking about how Cal's point of view towards Shilagi and the letter that he wrote to Pop in chapter 22 differed from his point of view that we got in his through his inner thoughts. And we discussed the difference and why there was a difference. And we identified that that Cal gave Pop a more positive view towards Shilagi and his experiences than what we got from Cal's inner thoughts. And we determined that meant that Cal was empathetic toward Pop and not wanting to burden and worry him with concerns about Cal, and that they have a great relationship. Okay, let's take a look at the note catcher. So we needed to add the point of view for chapter 22, which is again Cal's point of view. And this one was a bit different. So I provided the majority of the information because I didn't think it was necessarily as easy to find as others have been. So we identified that Cal has a conflicting point of view towards Shilagi as he's trying to stay positive and make the best of it, but finds many of the things that Shilagi challenging. And that they wanted us to focus on the author's use of illusion in this chapter to develop Cal's point of view. So we got that on page 231 as it referenced the Virgil showing him through the underworld. And then we had the reference to Theseus and the Minotaur and the magic thread. So that was for chapter 22, the analyzed point of view note catcher. We then went on to read chapter 23. And you have a GIST vocab assignment for chapter 23. Let's take a look at that real quick. And then we'll come back to the summary. So the vocab words for chapter 23 that you have to choose from are noble, demerits, and diminishes. So read chapter 23 and then do a GIST and provide a sentence with one of these vocabulary words. And then after that, let's take a look at the summary of chapter 22. So on Friday, we worked on this summary planner together where we listed what was being summarized, chapter 22 of Two Roads by Joseph Brucock. Oh, I didn't spell it correctly. How about that? There we go. And then we listed essential plot points from chapter 22, followed by the emerging theme, which is that everyone should treat each other with respect. You had the task of coming up with text evidence to support that theme, and then you need to put all of that information together into a summary. And so I did write the summary with one of the classes, and we said this is a summary of chapter 22 of Two Roads by Joseph Brucock. In chapter 22, the author shares a look at a typical day for Cal. He attends class, goes to the harness shop for work where Mr. Handler repairs his shoes. After work, Possum and Cal go to the school bursar, finds out he has money, go shopping, and then